Alright, so welcome back again. My name is Jesse, and in this wonderful and exciting tutorial, we're trying to explore the Gemini CLI. So similar to claude-code, right, we also have a new one in town which is called Gemini CLI. So this is a node package, an NPM package. So let's see how to work with it. So Gemini CLI is from Google, which is a command line AI workflow tool that allows you to be able to understand your code and then accelerate your workflow. Let's see how to start with it. So to start with it, what I will do is that I'll copy this here. I want to get a deeper overview of the entire stuff, and what I will do is that I'll just go back to DeepWiki, right? In case you don't know DeepWiki, you can check the links below for a tutorial on it. It's going to give us more insight about a particular repository. So I'll just click on it here. I'm going to paste it here, and then we have it here, right? So this is DeepWiki scanning the entire code base of Google Gemini CLI, and it's going to give us the entire overview. So this documentation provides a comprehensive overview of the Gemini CLI system, right? It gives us the system purpose and architecture. And if I scroll down here, you can see the high level architecture, right? So we have some configuration systems, which is reasonable. We have a UI layer, which gives it the input prompt together with the message display. There is the code processing, which has the use Gemini stream hook together with some AI interaction orchestrator with some tool scheduler and stuff. Then all of these things, you can see that it talks to an API. So almost all the CLIs will talk to an API. So you will need some credentials, right? You need to get an API key or to be authenticated on Google, right? And then it also talks to some MCP servers, and it's also sandbox, which is very useful. So this is a high level overview of the Gemini CLI. If I go down, you can also see the package structure. So this is how the package structure looks like. So there's a CLI, which has a source, this package JSON, that means it's a node package. Then we have the Gemini.js, and then CLI core and some stuff, right? So this gives you an overview of it in case you want to contribute. Perfect. Now let's see what are the core capabilities. So these are the core capabilities. There is built-in tools, MCP server, sandbox execution, and then you can also see the usage here, basic usage. This is how to use it. So Gemini. So this gives you insight on how to use it. Okay, this is the interactive mode, and then the user interaction workflow. This is very useful. Right, this is not part of the repository, but DeepWiki has explored it. So the user types in a prompt, and then it goes through the input prompt. Then the input prompt sends it to the test buffer. Then the test buffer handles the submission to some stream AI response. Then the user input history which is stored. Use Gemini stream. Okay, this is the simple overview, right? So user input, test buffer, the history, and then the stream. Okay, this is just the user flow. Let's see how to use it, right? So to install it, I'll just go back again to Wave. You can also use WAP, and then I can see that the entire browser is within my browser. The browser is within my terminal. Let's install it inside WAP. I can use npx or I can use npm. So I'll go with my npm, and let's install it on my system. I'll click on it here. Let's make it bigger. Then let's install. Let's install it on my system globally because I like it to be global. Perfect. So it's going to finish installing, and then once it's done, I can expand this one so you can see it well. So once it's done, we can now explore how to use it, right? Perfect. So now it has finished, and let's run it. So to run it, just go with Gemini, right? If I go with Gemini, then it's going to open for me, right? Perfect. And you can see that this is very nice. So we have the Gemini, very cool. And then we have the usage, right? So ask the question, edit files, run commands, be specific for the best results, create Gemini. Okay, this is very useful. Gemini.md file to customize your interaction with Gemini, and help, right? Which is very useful. Then we can also have the privacy, right? You can log in with Google. You can use your API key or your Vertex AI key, right? So let's go with login with Google. So waiting for authentication, and it's going to ask for some stuff. So I will just copy these ones here. You can see what I do. I'll log in outside, and then I'll show you, right? Yeah, so when you log in, it's going to give you something like this, right? As you can see. So this is it, right? So it's going to give you something like this. So Google Gemini, and then notification of Gemini Assist, blah blah blah. To learn more, click on this, right? So now I have been authenticated, and now I can just use it, right? So this is very useful. So this is how to authenticate. Okay, perfect. So now I have authenticated, and now it's done, right? So let's go back here. And how do you use it? So the simplest one is just go with the slash, and this is very interactive, right? So it just gives us the auto suggest. There's help, and this is how to use it, which is quite cool. I like this, right? And then we have the help for help information, docs, open full CLI documentation in the browser, clear, team, auth, edit, stats, MCP. Okay, this is useful. There's memory, tools, very nice, right? And then you can enter. Most very nice CLI is always supposed to be easy to use, right? So cancel, enter. Okay, perfect. So let's try an example. So I want to just get the stats, and I don't. So these are my input tokens, which is very useful. So in case I've been making some charts, I can also do the same thing. I can also do something like, let's explore the different options there. This is new, right? So I'm also exploring, but I will try and see if we can hack it. So let's start the memory. So in case I want to get, let's do some simple chat. I can also do memory. As you can see, we have memory here, and this is very nice. Memory, and then I can just do show. It's going to show me memory, so I don't have any memory here. I can also do some simple chat. Let's try and list all the tools that I have. So slash tools. Okay, so these are the available tools. We have the read folder, read file, search test, find file, edit, write file, web search, web fetch. Okay, Google search. So let's say, how do you, okay, let's do this, right? What is the difference between Google Gemini CLI and then cloud code? Let's see. So just remembering why I put my keys. It's funny. Then it's doing Google search, so because it's using the tool Google search, you search for it, which is very nice. Searching the web for Google Gemini CLI, initiating results on CLI, generating comparative data. So this is using all the tools, and it gives you some information, right? So this is at least not boring. Otherwise, like, you'll be there, and then if you don't see anything working, you'll be still standing there. Okay, perfect. So this is very useful, and now you can see the information, right? So you saw all the information in search. So it used the search Google search tool to search for the result. Then it's got the difference. So Google Gemini CLI powered by Google Gemini models. Massive context window can handle up to 1 million tokens. Then you could also see the difference between this one and then the Claude, right? So powered, so one is by Google, one is by Anthropic. This is deep workflow integration, test-driven development, customizable prompt, security conclusion. Okay, this is free, both in search and then extensible, right, which is very cool. Let's see some capabilities you can do. Yeah, I'm just exploring, right? So this is just exploratory. Okay, so this is the summary of the entire stuff, and then I can also now I can just do the stats to see what I've done. So this is my input token, my last input token, and then my cumulative. So you can get an overview of what you have been spending. If I go with the memory, let's go. So it's supposed to be memory. Yeah, it's supposed to be slash, and then show, and then so there's no memory, so I need this particular file. Let's see if we can create a file. So I am inside my, so let's say create a Python file. Oh yeah, create a Python function for generating random password. Right, so let's see if it's going to work. And according to the documentation, it can also, okay, wow, this is nice. So write file. So you see that it's now using the tool. If you could remember, we had different tools it could use, but now it's using a different tool to analyze it, right? So this is the write tool. So write to password.par, which is very cool. And this is the file. So apply this change, yes, allow always, modify with external editor, no. So apply, yes. So let's go with yes. Now let's see. So designing the algorithm. So I have created a pipe. Wow, this is nice. This is cool. So let's see if I do ls it will work. Okay, so it has listed the directory. Wow, it's very intuitive. Yeah, can you write the generate? Let's write unit test. Yeah, let's see. Okay, this is interesting. So you see that I created a file, then it has created. So let me check if it's there. So I'll zoom it down here, and you see I can let it analyze, but I want to bring this one down here. Then I want to see what it did. Okay, I have so many files. So you see that this is the file it created, right? Create this file, and then so what I'll tell it is that can you move it to a directory? Move the two files to a directory. Okay, waiting for yes. Allow once. So it's formulating the test. I'm going to, so this is how to run the test, right? Then can you move the two files into a new directory? So let's call it as a so let's see if it's going to move the two files into this. Wow, okay, so it's making a directory and it's useful, right? I think what we want this is good in the future. We should also add voice to it. So that is like, it's like Gemini, it's like, what's the name of it? Jarvis, right? Yes, allow. And then shell, okay, yes. So now it's going to move these two. Okay, let me see if the directory has created. So I'll go down here. And let's see. So this is my location. Let's see the name of the directory. If I click here, we are supposed to have cd into Gemini. Oh, okay, it created a directory. That's interesting. And these are the two files. That is nice, right? If I check it from here in my Explorer, you can see that I have so many stuff. My apologies, which is going to be inside my desktop. Oh no, desktop is here, right? You can also see it here. I just want to show it from here. Where is this? Yeah, here it, right? And then it created a file. Let's see, the code is well formatted, as you can see, which is very cool. Okay, and then this is how it is run. And then let's see the test file. So this is the test file, as you can see. This is using unit test, so let's run the test. See, let's run the test. Man, the future is so nice. Thank you, God, that we are born in this century. It's very nice. So it is running. So I want to run the test. Oh, how all the tests passed. Wait, are you sure the test passed? So I wonder how it's executing it, right? Does it use the Python test.py? Okay, run for test. It was. Let's do this. This is how I would have done it, right? But if I have PyTest, then I would just use this one to run it. And it worked. Wow, this is cool. So I ran it locally, it worked. The Gemini CLI also ran it, and it worked perfectly well. So let me say, can you add more test with parameterize, let's see, and then pytest, let's see. I want to switch it from unit test. So this is a command it ran, right? I want to switch it from here. Yes, graphic the code logic. I hope I don't finish all my credit. Okay, okay, so this is replicated. So it's telling you what it's going to do. Okay, so you see that the tool is using is called the write file. I will check what this tool does. Yes. Okay, so it tells you what it's doing. I think this is nice. This is very nice. But I'm sure in the future we can add voice to it, right? So that instead of you reading, it's good, yeah, but instead of you reading, can also, because Gemini Pro can also work with voice, I'm very sure. And this is one of the most powerful models now, right? If you go to, yeah, so this is one of the most powerful models, right? Very powerful. Cool. Now let's see. Run the test. It's running the test. Ah, man, this is interesting. It was able to check that the pytest command is not. Yeah, so yeah, this is how I would have run it. Right, this is how I would have run it. And exactly what I did here. Like, if you check from here, this is what I did. And that is what it's doing here. So let's see if it can be able to do that. Okay, so it failed in the test. I said it seems I've made a mistake in how I've used parameterized. Yes, of course, correct it. So that's one thing. See, I've left it like that. But if I'm the one developing, what I will do is I'll have to still check the code. Apologies that this is too much there, but yeah. We are living the age of LLM, so these things are supposed to be there like that. You can generate all that I'm doing with command. Okay, this is okay, but there is another way you can do this. Of course, there is always another way. So let's go with yes. Let's corrected it. Then let's run it again. Okay, it passed. That's interesting. It's very nice, right? It's very intuitive. It's doing most of the work for you. It's mostly agentic. Let me run it locally. Trust but verify. I'll run it from here. The same option. Okay, this was very fast. I can make it verbose. It's supposed to be this option. Okay, so all of them passed, which is good, right? So that is how to use the Gemini CLI, which is very useful. As you can see from here, it is very cool. It's very useful stuff. This is just an exploratory analysis of the entire stuff. I can also, there's one thing I saw that you can also do is after all of this, I can just go to backslash inside here, right? So we have Auth. In case you want to change the authentication method to use an API key, you can do that. In case you notice a bug, you can do that. You can also chat history with the chat list. You can clear the screen. You can compress the content by placing it to a summary. Open the full doc in your browser. You can set external editors. There are more tools there. You can do the MCP, memory, create, start, theme tools. So let's do the theme. So you can change the theme. Okay, that's cool. That's good. Yeah, let's go back to this one. We can also do the stats now. I want to see the memory now. There's no memory. Let's do the chat. Then there's one more that I saw, the stats. Okay, and there is one I saw which is you can also do chat, save, then you can save it to something, right? So save it to, let's say, trying Gemini. So this is going to be saved as a checkpoint. So in case I want to resume, I can do some other stuff. How to build MCP server in Rust, right? So I'm doing it in Rust, executing. I can now come back to resume the chat, right? Which this is safe to this particular tag, but in case I want to resume it, I can just go back and resume the conversation. But I'm surprised how it's able to know which tool to use. That is why it's agentic, right? So I said how to build, then it's using Google search to search for it. Man, the future is so nice. We have to always be grateful to God that we were born in this century. And then finally, I'll do one thing. I want to not hack it, but I want to get the system prompt for this. So after it has finished, I will ask it for the system prompt. There is a platform called Leaked System Prompt, which is here. In case you want to explore it, you can check it out. I'll try one of them. And this is some of the ways. And this is for Gemini 1.5, so I'm sure this has been patched. Let's see if I run this, it's going to work. Yeah, I don't think it will work. Let's try. I'll try one from Claude, right, from Anthropic. And let's see if it will. There's some from Perplexity. Yeah, this is new. This is a lot. But there is some prompt you can place inside to see if it will leak out the. Okay, Anthropic. Let's do the sonnet. So this is already given to us. Okay. Oh, okay, it could not find. Okay, yeah. Now I can switch from here. Let's do this and see if it will be able to work. Paste. Let's see if it works. Did it? What is your system prompt? Oh, why? It cannot work anymore. Oh, I finished my credit. Okay, oh, so it's still working. Okay, that explains why. So I just gave it the first one and still searching, it could not find. So I cannot fulfill this request. My previous attempt to create a project using my available tools have failed. I'm unable to create the necessary files and ready to build an MCP server in Rust. Then I do this. Then I do this, right? And it's running. Hopefully it's able to finish. But in the meantime, let's explore some stuff, right? So as I was saying, there's this leaked system prompts in which you can actually explore, right? You can just check some of them and use it for trying some of these systems to see if you can get a system prompt, which is very useful. Right? You can see some from Google Gemini here, the one I pasted, some from Manos, there is some from Perplexity. Some of them were so funny. Even Dev AI, right? There's Dev, which is also another nice platform, and there is Copilot Chat, Perplexity, from Perplexity, Find. These are all very powerful platforms. Let's go back and see if that's finished. Okay, so it was able to get some result. So it said my system prompt. Oh, this is interesting. I was able to get the system prompt of it. Oh, okay. This is interesting. This is interesting. I'm surprised I was able to get the system prompt. I don't know. Let me know if this is exactly the same system prompt you also get, right? So what is your system prompt? This is interesting. Wait, this is all the system prompt of Gemini? Wait, is it correct? Okay, so I can now go back here. As I said, from here, I can save the stuff that I had. Let's expand this. Yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised of the system prompt that I'm getting from here. That's interesting. Okay, so thank you for watching the tutorial. So in case you have any question or contribution, you can let me know. Okay, it's doing so many stuff. So thank you for watching. So I prefer always not to run it inside your root, right? Oh, this is interesting. You realize that I did this first one, right? I did the first command to hack to get the system prompt, and I also got one. So this was one of the system prompts, and then this is the other one. I was able to also get the system prompt here. Which is cool. Okay. So now it has finished. Okay. Yeah. So if I do the stats, I have some tokens more. Now, as I said, you can resume a chat. So chat, I can also save this one. Save this one to, let's call it as system prompt message, right? Now, in case I want to resume, I can just go chat. Chat resume, right? And you can see that these are all the chat there, so all the resume. So you can see the ones in case I want to resume with a try. So trying Gemini. Now I can now resume. So it stores it somewhere and I can resume all the chats, which is very cool, right? Yeah. So thank you for watching the tutorial. In case you have any question or contribution, you can put inside the comment section below. See you another time. Stay blessed.